everyone, I'm Carolyn Costello. The Democratic presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail after their fourth debate in Charleston, South Carolina. It was a high-stakes showdown. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Martin O'Malley's last chance to battle on the same stage before voting begins next month. Polls show Bernie Sanders surging. While Clinton is still leading nationally and in most early voting states, that lead is shrinking, raising questions whether a once seemingly inevitable nomination will slip away from her like it did in 2008. Nancy Cortez has been following the Democratic race since day one and was at the debate in Charleston.
Carolyn, there was clearly a lot of pent-up tension among these candidates after a week where they were going after one another from afar. And so when they got on the stage here tonight, it didn't take long for that tension to really spiral up to a point that we really haven't seen before on a Democratic debate stage in this election cycle. They were literally shouting at one another, shouting over one another to be heard by the moderator. And that kind of energy, not really anger, but certainly intensity, lasted almost throughout the entire debate until the candidates got to foreign policy, which is an area where they have a lot of agreement, and didn't merit that kind of intensity. Hillary Clinton is doing something interesting tonight. On multiple occasions, she has embraced the president with both arms, talking about how she would continue his legacy, praising him for passing Obamacare, saying that she's the one who would defend Obamacare and improve on it. Obviously, that's a move that's meant to show Democrats who, by and large, like President Obama a lot, that she is the heir apparent and not Bernie Sanders. It's something that goes over particularly well here in South Carolina, has a large African-American population. President Obama, the first African-American president. Take a listen to her going after Bernie Sanders on this topic and how he responded.
President Obama has led our country out of the Great Recession. Senator Sanders called him weak, disappointing. He even in 2011 publicly sought someone to run in a primary against President Obama. Now, I personally believe that President Obama's work to push through the Dodd-Frank bill and then to sign it was one of the most important regulatory schemes we've had since the 1930s. So I'm going to defend Dodd-Frank, and I'm going to defend President Obama for taking on Wall Street, taking on the financial industry, and getting results.
Senator Sanders, your response.
It's easy to say, well, I'm going to do this and do that. But I have doubts when people receive huge amounts of money from Wall Street. I am very proud. I do not have a super PAC. I do not want Wall Street's money. I'll rely on the middle class and working families for my campaign contributions.
I have a question for you.
You know, I think since Senator Sanders followed up on this, your profusion of comments about your feelings toward President Obama are a little strange, given what you said about him in 2011.
Senator Sanders landed a blow on Clinton when he argued that she is beholden to Wall Street, pointing out that she took $600,000 in speaking fees from Goldman Sachs in 1 year. That's something that we haven't heard him say before. She didn't try to deny it. She simply said that she's got the plan that is the most aggressive when it comes to going after Wall Street. Both Sanders and former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley disagreed with her on that one. Overall, it has certainly been, I would say, the rowdiest debate, almost as rowdy as a Republican debate. And it's certainly an interesting change of pace after a Democratic race that has been, up to this point, pretty genteel in comparison to what we've seen on the Republican side, Carolyn.
Nancy, thanks. Jeff Glor has the rest of the day's news on the CBS Evening News.